Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is probably one of the least appreciated or the least liked cards in the tarot, because it usually denotes sadness, heartbreak, loss, suffering, mourning, those sorts of things. And I kind of wonder, maybe you're in a bit of a state like that, but I feel moreover that this card is talking about you understanding why things have to be let go of, understanding what it means to move on from things, okay? I think you're somebody that forgives, but you don't forget. I think you've got a pretty good memory of things, you know? I almost wonder if you do sort of tend to remember kind of everybody that's ever wronged you. It's almost like we write it down in our journals. I don't want to forget about that person, just so I know, right? But I don't feel as if it is, I don't feel like it's affecting your life in a really major way. I feel like it's just kind of, it's almost feels like a collection of data where I just want to know where I stand with everybody. So I'm not going to forget the things that have gone on in my life because, well, you want to learn from those things, right? I feel like we learn the most kind of important lessons from the bad stuff, you know. But this card is about the memory. This card is about the history that we hold on to, specific people, specific events, typically of a painful nature, right? And this is our ability to dwell on those things and really start to feel those feelings again. We're kind of putting ourselves back in those old situations and we're hurting again from those, okay? I think you recognize this, and I think that you're wise enough at this time in your life to understand what we kind of need to let go of, what we need to move on from, or perhaps even how this kind of, these memories are holding us back into the past. Now, we need some more context for this card, obviously, right? And you may know that it is a different deck than my usual deck. This is the Millennium Thoth Tarot by Lo Scarabeo, designed by Renata Lechner. I thought I would give you a special treat today and try something a little bit different. It's still the Thoth deck, but it's not my usual kind of well-worn Thoth deck. This is something in between my kind of, vintage style deck and something a little bit more, present day kind of thing. So let me know what you think in the comments as we go through the reading. But Three of Swords, we're going to put some context around it. The Prince of Pentacles. So what it is that holds us back from really building the life that we want, of course, is the history that we have. And I think that right now you're really accepting that kind of fact of life, that it's difficult for us to build the life we want now and forward if we're stuck with these things from the past, if we're reliving, and the Three of Swords could be reliving past success too, right? Maybe we need to let go of how good we used to have it somewhere else, or when we were doing something different, or gosh, I was really successful last year, but this year's kind of not so good. Those kinds of things, those kinds of memories, thoughts, that kind of energy that we hold on to can prevent us from building our present day reality and our future reality. Yeah. So I think that you are in the middle of some sort of project, construction project in a way. Maybe literally construction. I feel that you are focused on the present day building up of your life in terms of either of your health and well-being, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health and well-being, or literally on kind of building up your finances or building up the environment around you, trying to complete some maybe larger projects in your life or achieve some larger, more long-term goals, right? This is the card that's not beginning new things and not ending old things, projects, and that sort of thing, but it's kind of right in the middle of the building, is just kind of right in the middle of the construction of something. Okay, and maybe we're getting a little close to the end. We'll have to see with some more cards, but this is the card of the builder. Let's see what's underneath everything. Six of Wands. This really is, this is your, I was going to say your invincibility. This really is that part of you that is not defeated by anything. And so we see the Three of Swords. We think there are things we have to let go of, things that I can't hold on to because they're preventing my growth. They're preventing my forward progress. You have this sort of strength within you that no matter what has happened to you in your life, that you're victorious. You are unique and conqueror, right? Because those things are now memories, some of them distant memories, that proves that you've overcome them. Okay? Because you're here. And I know we don't like the S word. We don't like the survivor word. But I feel like that's a strong word. And I don't really yet see the problem with that word, because in the context of our history and our past, no matter what life has thrown at us, we're still here. We have overcome it. We have been victorious over those things, even if in the time, in the moment, it felt like a loss, it felt like a defeat, it felt like suffering. We're here, right? So you've got this really, really strong energy within you. And this is Six of Wands, victory, right? This is your confidence in yourself. You know that you can handle anything life has to offer you. Anything that life may throw at you, you can handle it. You might walk away a little bit bruised up, or, feeling a little bit worn out by it, right? Because it's challenging, and it might not always, again, in the moment, feel like we've won, right? But you know that there's a certain resilience in you, and there is this certain energy that, again, even in those moments of loss or defeat, you still have overcome it. You're still here. I'm trying to avoid that S word. But I find this to be a really, really strong energy. Now, it does verge on the border of this kind of, invincibility kind of thing, where we almost feel as if I can do anything and go anywhere and always come out on top. We don't want this to really grow too large where it starts affecting us negatively, right? But I feel that this is your ability to turn even those rather unwanted, undesirable situations into victories. Yeah. You're somebody with a lot of heart. You're somebody with an intense resilience. Okay? And I think, again, that we learn the best lessons from those challenges of life. And I would believe that to be especially true for you. But let's see what's behind everything. The Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is some creative energy, some willpower. It's a current of force that has reached its conclusion. Okay? And so I kind of wonder if this was, I wonder if this was really kind of a break or a split that we had with someone. Because see, with the Ten of Wands, I always tend to see the 2 wands out front and then the other 8 in the background, right? And so it shows me that maybe there was some sort of a partnership, some sort of a creative collaboration that was almost two very strong individuals got together, teamed up, formed an alliance to make some progress somewhere, to push forward in life, and maybe to work on a goal or work on a project or to achieve some end. But I wonder if this is the situation that right now we realize we have to let go of. Because this might be a little bit of our nostalgia thing, and gosh, this was great. When I was with that person and we could conquer the world, right? And so I wonder if there is still this holding on to some sort of a partnership like that. It could be a business partnership, could be a friendship, could be a romantic thing, right? Could be a family member or something like this. I feel like also this is maybe a situation in your past where rather than you being in that perfect team kind of energy, that perfect kind of partnership, I wonder if this was maybe it was the same thing. Maybe it was a partnership where it began over time to feel as if it wasn't so much of a partnership, right? Maybe it started out that way, but over time it sort of decayed into you doing all the work, you paying all the bills, you carrying all the weight, okay? That what should have been an equal thing, an equal share of the workload or the responsibilities had become sort of one-sided. Yeah. I'm sort of feeling that. And I don't know, again, it could be family, friends, it could be a romantic partner, it could be a work thing, right? A work thing would make sense. But really, this I think is the ideal of what we would wish for, that we're sharing in the work, and therefore it's easier on the both of us and we're able to make so much progress. But that doesn't last. That in this case, I think that that sort of fell away. Let's see what's up above everything. Morphi, we have a Two of Wands now. Two of Wands, Mars in Aries is very much an independent energy, I think. So in some ways, maybe it's shedding light on the Ten of Wands, saying that maybe this was a situation where rather than this other person kind of falling away and not doing anything, and they just kind of like, where are they? They don't show up anymore. I wonder if this is somebody maybe who started to feel as if they were in charge more, started to feel as if they were above, they were the boss, and you were the worker. You were the builder, And so it could be that they started to really do less and just sit around and kind of manage you. Okay? Because the Two of Wands shows me that you're not going to stand for that. This is not, no, that's not something that you're okay with. Okay? So you would rather split from that kind of a partnership. Maybe it was a group, maybe it was the company itself, I don't know. Maybe it's just a kind of a one-on-one partnership or a romantic thing. You would rather build up your life and your success or fulfill this project, maybe whatever it is, on your own, rather than being kind of under somebody else's thumb. Okay? And so this is the confidence that you're going to succeed at this no matter what. This is the card that says, maybe I have to succeed at this by myself. Maybe if there is a person back here with the Ten of Wands, maybe that's a situation that I'm more than happy to get away from. Okay? And the Three of Swords, of course, is the memory of that situation, the sense of loss, the sorrow, the suffering, maybe a little regret, maybe just, it's those emotions that we feel when we start to really think about that situation. Maybe we start to wonder, what happened? Why did it work out that way? We're still a little bit attached to it. And I think that's what we've got to let go of at this time in order to keep building. Right? That Prince of Pentacles in the middle there, the builder. That's kind of where we're focused on. And we know with the Three of Swords that we have to let go of that kind of cluster of thoughts, that attachment, right? In order to keep moving forward. Doesn't mean that we forget. Doesn't mean that we're over it. It's something that's going to be with you forever. But if we are spending too much time and energy still in that situation mentally, then we're not able to concentrate on going forward. What is forward? See, a Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords, I think, is the recognition that we have to let go of something, right? So in this case, it really is the Three of Swords, being that cluster of thoughts, that tangle of energy, that knot that we feel inside of us, that we know we have to kind of untangle it. So here we have Mars in Gemini, Nine of Swords, and I feel that this is really, maybe it's an abrupt break with that person. Maybe that's still something lingering. Maybe you're still sort of in that situation even. Okay, could be. We're trying to put a positive light on the Nine of Swords because if we didn't have the fire energy up here and down here, if we didn't have that, I think this Nine of Swords is really difficult, okay? Because it says that we are maybe not still in this situation, but we are still consumed by it, and it is really, it's really harming us, okay? If this was something that was, maybe there was some kind of codependency, maybe this was really, it was a kind of a lopsided, responsibility or something, right? The power dynamic wasn't so perfect here. That's something that we are still dwelling on, and this is harming our well-being, harming our progress. I mean, this is really not a very good flow of energy, right? So I'm very thankful that we have this fire energy, because the fire energy kind of feeds into this card, and we get this Mars energy in Gemini, right? So we're able to kind of make that clean break. It's like a Band-Aid, we just rip it right off, rather than slow and painfully. It's just one shot and we're done, So we're trying to put the positive light on the Nine of Swords, and I think that this is the letting go of that energy and kind of making that clean break. Now, maybe you don't talk to that person, maybe you already left that job, maybe you've already kind of walked away from the situation, but the clean break mentally, emotionally. The clean break that says, I'm done letting that memory affect me, right? I got to focus on my building up of what I want. I know that I'm going to succeed, and I know that I can do this on my own, and I know that once I push forward with my will, I bet you we're going to see a lot of resources, a lot of help, and the universe kind of conspiring to help you, okay? But let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Rider-Waite-Smith as we usually do. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're just going to put this down over here. We're going to put our very own Kelly Kapoor right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need, okay? And if you have a prediction, put it in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do, totally free. It helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. Let me know what you think about this tarot deck. Okay, I don't know yet exactly how I feel about it. I spent the good part of this morning shuffling it and consecrating it with some incense. I like it. The cardstock is very, very thick, which I do like. And I like the colors and everything. The designs and the artwork is beautiful. But let me know what you think, all right? And really, Sagittarius, you're the first sign that I'm reading for with this new deck. And I didn't plan it that way. This just shows the synchronicity between me and Sagittarius for whatever reason. It's always been there. That's why there's so many bonus readings for Sagittarius. I ordered the deck a few days ago. It just arrived last night. And then, of course, today, you're the first sign that I'm reading for. I didn't plan it that way, right? But anyway, let's see what's going on. General energy, path of the serpent. Now we have the Eight of Wands, more fire energy. So really getting away from this situation, allowing this this break to happen, this split, allowing these two very strong energies to go different ways, right? This is a situation that, I think just it was kind of it had to end. There was nowhere else for this energy to go. But now with the Eight of Wands, I feel that there is this freedom. I feel that there is just this spark of creativity. It's almost like you were under someone's thumb and it was really stifling you. And maybe that's part of the Nine of Swords too, that if we continued on that path, if we continued on this horizontal path, the way things have been going, we really would have been doing ourselves a major disservice in terms of our creative energy, in terms of our progress and our well-being. Because I feel like this was kind of stifling your creativity. Maybe this was the job where, you were promised a lot of creative freedom. You were promised that you would get to kind of, be independent and kind of maybe, innovate and try different things and bring new ideas to the table. It didn't quite work out that way, did it? And this was something where you had this boss or just the company policy that was kind of like, look, this is how we do it. And you're not allowed to really color outside the lines at all, But now with the 8, look at that beautiful 8 of Wands. Now we can think outside the box. Now you can let all of this creativity out. And you see all the possibilities. I'm used to there being the rainbow on this card, which there still kind of is, but it's that diamond right there, right? And I like the diamond in the card, the prism, and the light, the spiritual light, the creative light, the fire, right? The spiritual light shines through the prism and out into all these different directions, all these different colors, all these different ideas. But it's all aspects of the one light. So it is your creative genius that's kind of being displayed now. And I think you're able to see it in so many different ways, in so many different areas. I feel like you're just having so many good ideas now. And I feel like it's because of the freedom that you're experiencing now, this kind of creative freedom, the letting go of that memory, the getting out of that situation is allowing you so much more of this easy and clean flow of creative energy. And to me, that's beautiful. And to me, this is a sign that it's the right choice to do the difficult thing and get out of this situation, right? To get away from whatever this is. Now we've got a 10 of Swords in the environment. See, now that's interesting that we have the 9 of Swords and 10 of Swords, because I feel like this is the recognition that, something needs to be kind of very harshly dealt with. And it's kind of like, okay, I've got to quit. I've got to put in my 2-week notice, or I need some space. We need to break up, whatever the case is. And the 10 of Swords, I feel, is really the kind of closure that you need. You're realizing where the bars around you, where the cage really is. Okay, and this feels like it was a situation that was supposed to be a very powerful partnership. But when you got there and you started doing it, your power was taken away. Okay, and so the 10 of Swords, I think, is representing the realization that this was not a partnership or a job or a situation or a relationship that was going to allow me to spread my wings and be free and be creative and expand my energy and build my life. No, it was just a little bird cage. It's like the bird was kind of tricked. Said, "Hey, do you want to come live here? I have all this acreage. You could have total freedom, any tree you want." Right? And then when the bird gets there, it's just a little cage. Right? That kind of is how it feels to me. Okay, and I don't know if that resonates with you, but I feel like the 10 of Swords is the recognition that this really was not what it seemed to be, not what it was promised to be. Okay, and so I think this is you allowing that thought structure, that attachment, that knot, that cluster of energy to really fall away. We're seeing it for what it is, and it is falling from us, right? Is there an obstacle to any of this? Let's see what the next card might be. The Prince of Wands. We have Prince of Pentacles, Prince of Wands, fire and earth, right? My two favorite cards. Fire and earth, especially in the with the princes. Because the princes are that fixed energy. That now your fire, your creative will is fixed. It is it's on a path and it's sticking to it, right? And that's part of the Two of Wands, that no one's going to tell you what to do now. No one's going to tell you when you should or shouldn't create, how you should or should not express yourself. The decisions that you should or should not make in your life, you're reserving that for you. You're the authority of your life, right? And we've got the fire and the earth, which means that your will is fixed on creating your life and making decisions that are best for you. And walking away from any situation that's not serving this purpose of you manifesting your creative will. Okay? And it's very fixed energy. And I love the princes, really the princes of every suit are kind of my favorite, because they are solid, right? They are decided. They are committed to their path. They are fixed in their energy, right? There's nothing that is going to sway them or knock them off balance, okay? And the reason that the Prince of Wands is kind of in the difficult position for you, I believe, has to do, of course, with the other fire energy that we have in the spread, which there is quite a bit of fire energy, right? I mean, there is a lot. And I think the Prince of Wands is here because the obstacle for you is to not get distracted by this by bringing the fire back to this situation, by arguing with it, by still keeping it alive, by participating in it, even if it's us kind of telling it like it is, or we are, we're speaking up for ourselves, we're standing up for ourselves, or we're trying to change things, or we're arguing with people, or you're still attached to it. You're still putting your attention onto it. So really, it's almost as if the strongest, the best thing that you could do is to literally just cut it off. Literally just zero engagement, right? If they're begging you to come back, if they say, no, come back, things will be different, we'll give you a bigger office or something. The Prince of Wands is kind of like, I've made my decision and I'm not even answering the phone. I'm not going to give that situation another ounce of my energy because I feel like you've given it all of your energy for a long time. Okay? And I feel that in a way right now there's not another ounce of energy or attention or thought or feeling that you should give to that, right? And that's why the Prince is here, because it's difficult. You kind of want to tell them like it is. Especially when if they're still calling you or texting you, or your boss is trying to convince you not to go, whatever the case is, it's very tempting to re-engage with that, to say, okay, I'll come back and have another conversation, or okay, we could try again, right? The Prince of Wands is fixed. That decision has been made that you are following your will, because it doesn't seem like anything really is going to change. Okay? Let's see what the final outcome card is here. The Star. Look at that. Beautiful energy. That really is the icing on the cake. And this is telling me that you're making the right decision. There's no doubt about it. That is the beautiful Star card. This is a realization, and I think a devotion to, and an adherence to who you are and why you're here. Okay? And you're not one to be contained in that little bird cage. You're not one to be in a situation where something or someone is taking your power away. The Star card is you following your star, following your spiritual energy, following the divine light, the starlight, following your will. Okay? So now we've got the Prince of Wands, which is the commitment to following your will, and you're on that path, and it's time for you to continue that journey and build this life, whatever. I find it interesting that the Prince of Pentacles is the only earth energy that we have. And so this is really about your, building up the life that you want, physically, financially, literally building your world. Okay? And so it really is about that activity of you doing what is going to bring you the kind of life that you want, that you deserve, that you know is your destiny. So the Prince of Wands is you following your will. The Star is obviously you following your star. Right? This is very magical energy. And the Star very often likes to illuminate what's going on within us, likes to show us what we don't always want to see. And I think what the star, what the spiritual energy, the divine light is doing is showing you inside in what ways you're still connected with that past situation that really is over and done with, right? So it's showing us ways that we still are spending a lot of time or energy or effort on that, even if it's just dwelling on it, even if we just kind of sometimes think about it. The star's going to show us that. And the star's going to let us know that we've been doing that, and, is there some other place we can put that energy? The star then also likes to show us the path forward. And the path we see, because see, the star, the light comes in through the top, goes out through the bottom, right? So it illuminates what's within us, shows us where our blockages are. And then that light, because there's no blockages, the light can freely flow out, and we can see the path before us illuminated. It's not always the path we want. It's not always the path we thought we were going to be walking. But nevertheless, we have to acknowledge that, yes, I see now the lights on the sidewalk there showing me which way to go. I was thinking I was going that way, but we follow our star. And we stay committed to that even when this is taking us away from, or not taking us away from something, but showing us that we needn't be attached to something, that something is kind of trying to draw our energy or suck our energy away, drain our energy. And the star is kind of taking us on a bit of a detour. Perhaps it may feel like one, but it is exactly what you need. And it's exactly where you're supposed to go. This is really fabulous. I like this. And I think that this is the best course of action for you. Follow your star. Follow the spiritual light. Okay? Let's look at the mystery card. Let me know in the comment. Let me know what you think about these cards. I like them. I need to break them in a little bit. They feel very stiff and very, very glossy. I'm used to my kind of well-worn cards, but I like the image. I like the colors very much. But what do we think about the mystery card, folks? What do we think this is going to be? I want to see some more earth energy. I want to see, the other thing we don't have is the water energy. That makes sense to me. We got fire. We got a lot of fire, and we got the air. We don't have the water because I don't feel that there is really a nourishment in this situation. I feel like we need the water. And maybe that really is what we need now before we get to the earth energy. We want that water, that kind of the nourishment, the satisfaction. We want to kind of cool off from that, right? I feel like this is almost kind of makes us angry when we think about it. So maybe we need a little bit of that cooling water, the reflection of the water, right? And that calm, gentle flow of things. So I'm thinking water anyway. It's a Two of Wands, more fire energy. And really, it's a reminder that this is your decision. The Two of Wands is also a card we had up here. And I think that it really is a choice of whether you're going to either stay in that situation or stay in this mode of kind of dwelling on it. Maybe we're trying to figure things out. Maybe we're trying to understand it. We're devoting a lot of time and energy to it still in some way, right? And it kind of is your choice if we're going to continue to do that, or like that the figure is holding the globe, whether we're going to go out and seize our fate. We're going to go out and live and fulfill our destiny. Okay? Not that there's anything wrong with you kind of dwelling on something and figuring it out and putting effort into understanding it, but there has to come a point where we realize that we've hit a wall, that at some point it becomes futile to continue that process. That at some point our mental analysis, our emotional, and our tangled up energy in this situation, this past situation, is doing us more harm than good. We have to know when that shift is about to take place where, okay, I better move on from this because otherwise I'm just going to it's going to be worse for me. Rather than us using this mental and emotional energy to help us understand, to help us heal, to get better, right? That's a positive way to do it. But then there comes a point where we keep doing it, and now we're not getting better and better and better. Now we're starting to go back down. So we need to know where that tipping point is. Okay? Two of Wands as the mystery card. I feel like this is a really important reading for you. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there is a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Sagittarius, Wednesday and Sunday, but kind of feels like every day, doesn't it? But it's at 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Does not cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Let me know what you think of this deck, this tarot pack. Okay? Especially if you are a first-time viewer. Say hi. Welcome. I want to thank you for watching. I want you all to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.